All it takes for mainstream media to go into a tailspin once again as they start flinging generalized race-baiting crap all over the world via TV and the internet is for one Hollywood celebrity to post less than a dozen words on a personal Twitter account.
We know what Donald Trump thinks. We know what Roseanne Barr thinks.
Let me just jump in here, Donnie. We also know what the talking heads at the Communist News Network think. So what's your point?
It's racist. They're exhibiting racist behavior.
Ah, the well-used racist card. Let's look at what Roseanne actually said. Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ or Valerie Jarrett. While thousands of children go missing every year, while the Federal Reserve continues to plunder the masses, while warmongers in the military-industrial complex continue adding to the collateral damage list, while innocent Americans are caged every day for non-violent so-called crimes, mainstream media chooses to engage again in selective outrage as Jarrett, a former top aide to child droning statist President Barack Obama, takes on a little public criticism from a Hollywood misfit. I don't defend or support any unstable Hollywood puppet, including Roseanne Barr. But let's think about her tweet from a 15,000-hour public school government indoctrination program perspective. From K through 12, our wise overlords use tax cattle money to teach us that we can trace our lineage to apes. Kind of like the Planet of the Apes kind. How is it now racist to call any human being an ape? Now, I know we taught you in public school that our ancestors were apes, but if you turn around and start calling people that in real life, well, we're gonna throw you under the bus and tell everybody that's the most racist thing we've ever heard. The irony and hypocrisy of government-controlled spin media couldn't get any more blatantly obvious or humorous. The circus is truly getting out of hand. But wait, there's more.
It was a great move yesterday. The thing that sort of is the background of all of this is that the president can be racist and nothing happens to him.
Roseanne's show canceled because she tweeted out racist stuff. You know who I blame for this? Donald Trump. That's who.
Tens of millions of people voted for him after he showed his cards for years.
But are you suggesting that they're racist, or
yes.
The people who vote, all the people who voted for Donald Trump are racist?
Yes.
These people are ridiculous. They have no shame at all. And it's really all part of the dog and pony show. Second verse, same as the first. Corporate media moguls love this kind of controversy because it boosts their ratings, gives them a chance to kindle and magnify the concocted fires of widespread racism, which makes them even more money, and it allows them to continue driving the left versus right divisive paradigm further into the minds of the unthinking masses. If you keep people divided, not only do you conquer them, but you can make tons of money off of them by stirring up controversy and inciting thoughtless emotions in irrational viewers. The same viewers who have long ago abandoned simple critical thinking skills. In case you haven't learned by now, governments and media owners don't want to end racism. They want to ramp it up and accentuate it. It's one aspect of their bread and butter. I'm going to leave you guys with this CNN clip where Don Lemon is unwilling or unable to deal with ABC's selective outrage as his guest brings up examples where the network doesn't treat everyone the same. But then again, this is all part of the WWE Entertainment News programming agenda.
In the wake of Roseanne Barr's racist tweet, the cancellation of her show, is America so divided now that we can't even all agree that racism is evil and unacceptable? Republican strategist Rick Wilson, the author of the upcoming book Everything Trump Touches Dies, and conservative commentator Carrie Sheffield. So good to have you on. So Roseanne Barr is tweeting now, guys. I understood she tweeted something about me, retweeted and then deleted it, but it's not Roseanne, it's just Don Lemon. It's not Don Lemon CNN. It's not the parody account, just at Don Lemon, okay? But she deleted it. Here's what she said. She said, don't feel sorry for me, guys. I just want to apologize to the hundreds of people and wonderful writers, all liberal and talented actors who lost their jobs on my show due to my stupid tweet. I will be on Joe Rogan's podcast on Friday. Rick, what do you say? Own your own stuff, right?
You know, everybody needs to own their own stuff. But, you know, Rosanne also needs to understand that old rule about holes and digging universally applies. And she probably at this point ought to just take a deep breath and step back from the Twitter for a little while. This is not going to help her. It's not going to help those folks. And it really needs, I think, frankly, we need a sort of national breather on this particular story because it's just a remarkable moment where, you know, we're actually arguing whether something was racist and anti-Semitic. That, you know, this is in that post-fact era we seem to find ourselves in. You know, when it is, let's call it out. You know, it doesn't behoove anybody, liberal or conservative, to pretend it's not real when it's real.
I agree with that. And by the way, just so you're not confused, she deleted the tweet about me, not the one that I just read. It's still there?
Okay.
Is there a retweet there?
She's watching.
Okay, apparently it's still up. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Thanks for watching, Roseanne. What do you say?
So I agree that, yes, this was a racist statement and it's important, and I'm glad she's apologized. I will say that nobody is irredeemable, no matter what Hillary Clinton says. Roseanne is redeemable. Jay-Z, when he said... Because what Hillary Clinton said was that Trump...
What does this have to do with Hillary Clinton?
Has to do with the fact
You're talking about Roseanne.
Absolutely.
What
Roseanne,
does this have to do with Hillary Clinton?
It has to do with the fact that there is, in this situation with ABC, selective moral outrage, cherry-picked virtue signaling. I will point out that at ABC News...
Did you just hear what Rick said? I'm sorry, Carrie.
No.
I'm sorry with I don't want the whataboutism. Can we stick to what's happening now? And Hillary Clinton is not president. Okay, Donald Trump is president.
Sure.
Hillary Clinton is not president. I know in an alternative universe that Hillary Clinton is president.
You would like that?
This said, no, I would not like that. You're assuming something about me that's not necessarily so. You're proving Rick's point.
Okay.
And this has nothing to do with Hillary Clinton. It has nothing to do with who I hope would be president. There's nothing about that. So can we stop with the whataboutism and talk about what's happening now? This is about Roseanne Barr.
This is about ABC News and the fact that Joy Behar still has a job and Roseanne Barr does not.
It's not about Joy Behar.
It is absolutely.
Stop, please.
Don, do you think that Christianity is a mental illness?
I don't want to give disinformation to my viewers.
You are giving
disinformation to the viewers. That this is not about Joy Behar.
It's about ABC News.
You can stick with
it's about
Joy Behar
behavior
please,
by
if you can
ABC
stick with,
News.
excuse me, if you can stick with what we're talking about, Roseanne Barr, then fine. If not, I'm not continuing this. I'm not going down this line about whataboutism. It's ridiculous.
You've had people on, Cornel West was just on, and what he said...
Cornel West was on another program, but go on.
He was on CNN, and what he said was that with Roseanne, and I agree with Cornel West, what he said about her in this case, where he said, we need to love the sinner and hate the sin. And so when I say that Roseanne is redeemable, I am contradicting something that was said earlier.
Say that.
And I am saying
you can say that about any. You don't have to bring Hillary Clinton in to do that. You can say even the Bible says that.
But I can say
God
that about.
Says
I can
that.
say
I'm sure
that
your mom told you that. You don't know why must you bring Hillary Clinton up?
I can bring it up. I can bring up Jay-Z. Jay-Z has said foul, vulgar, disgusting things about women, but Jay-Z is redeemable.
What does Jay-Z have to do with it?
President Trump mentioned Jay-Z.
What does Jay-Z have to do with it?
He mentioned that this evening. We're talking about news. President Trump mentioned Jay-Z this evening, and we know that Jay-Z has said foul and misogynistic things about women.
Up Jay-Z when this is
because it's a double standard.
Talk about. Okay, so fine. All right, listen. Hold on.
This is the fact that conservatives have been shut out of Hollywood.
So you think everyone? Hold on.
Madonna threatening to blow up the White House.
Everyone should be treated equally when it comes to who should have a job and who shouldn't when they say things that are untoward.
So
that are okay. Does that mean for the president of the United States as well?
I think.
Do you think the president of the United States should lose his job for saying racist things? Do you think the president of the United States should lose his job for saying for being a womanizer, for saying misogynistic things?
Everyone is redeemable, including the president, including you, including Madonna when she says she wants to blow up the White House, including everything that on HBO.
Okay, Rick. All right, we want to educate our viewers. We don't want to.
You guys, you know, Carrie and I in many ways are on the same side of the ideological fence, but honestly, as a conservative, Carrie, I beseech you, look at this problem for what it is. Let's have a conversation about the actual issue, not the ancillary issues, not the whataboutism issues. This is something we have to face directly. If you want to have ABC be accountable for other people, that's a separate discussion, and that's a separate matter. What we have right now is a person who behaved in a way that went way past. Carrie, wait just 1 second. This is a person who went way past the boundary levels
for using the N-word.
And way past
Bill Maher uses the N-word.
When Bill Maher did that, we talked about it on the show. Okay, so now we're talking about Rosanne.
We have a situation right now where you have a person who's in the very center of this political debate, and the questions we're answering right now are about Rosanne and about these tweets and about what happened. And I think it's a very legitimate question to ask for accountability broadly among institutions. However, in this case, we're talking about Rosanne. We're talking about what happened here and the character and nature of it here. And if you find yourself lured into this argument that what about Hillary, what about Barack, what about Jay-Z, you're not answering the real question. And that diminishes the impact of the moral answer you have to have when people display anti-Semitism and outright racism in this country. You have to do that. And as a conservative, that's how I approach it. Not because I'm some liberal social justice warrior, but because I think racism is an abhorrent, disgusting, horrifying practice. And when we see it, we have to call it. When we see it, we have to hammer it down. We have to spray it like a cockroach. We have to stomp it out. And I'm sorry, but just trying to throw up the chaff and the flack on this other stuff, it's just not where we need to go as conservatives, Carrie.
You can't just sweep that other stuff under the rug, Rick. I agree with everything you said. Racism is disgusting. But you know what else is
let's hold institutions accountable. But what you're trying to do here is throw up this chaff and say, oh, we can't talk about this because we have to talk about Jay-Z.
It's the fact that Hollywood is 90% liberal, and conservatives have been shut out of that town and mocked and demonized.
Produce better content.
Produce better content.
Be in the marketplace and win. We can't fix it.
Talking point number 87.
Pretending that it's Hillary.
Talking point number 87, number 89, whatever. We still haven't talked about it.
Eminem can insult the president, and yet he also is misogynistic, and he's applauded by Hollywood.
Guys, don't forget to take a second to go to the highimpactflix.com website and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. One way or another, we're going to fight censorship. Hopefully, the people at YouTube will get their heads out of their asses long enough to realize that thinking people on their platform aren't going to tolerate their tyrannical tactics for much longer. But I wouldn't hold my breath. Guys, if you like what we're doing here on this demonetized, censored channel and you want to support the effort, the Patreon, PayPal, and Bitcoin links are below. If you want to support the channel by grabbing a shirt or two, check out the new in-your-face designs like Black Rifles Matter, Escape from California, Taxation is Legalized Theft, and Sheepvolution. I'm adding new designs every week, and I do take design requests, so check back often. Thank you guys for subscribing, watching, sharing, and especially for all your kick-ass, thoughtful comments. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored, demonetized video.